Hi, this is Joanne Ruft, Christiana Care Fitness Instructor. Here I am going to teach a 30-minute yoga session with you today. So if you have your mat, maybe some blocks for the practice today, or you could sit on a book or a rolled up towel if you like, whenever we come down onto the mat if you need it. Otherwise, nothing needed, just your mat. Let's stand up nice and tall in Tadasana. Draw your shoulders back and down. Align those hips over the knees and the knees over the ankles. And just stand up nice and tall. Begin by closing your eyes and focusing on that breath. Inhaling deeply. Filling up the abdomen first, the diaphragm, expanding through the lungs and the ribs, all the way to the top. And then slowly releasing that breath from the top, from the lungs and the ribs, and then down to the abdomen. And repeating, inhaling deeply, filling up completely, and exhaling. So beginning to focus on that nice slow breath, letting go of all the things on your schedule and what's happening in the world around us, and beginning to focus on the present moment, the here and now of your practice, finding peace and calm here on your mat, settling in, and being present. And then finally taking one more deep breath. Let's open our eyes and begin with a nice inhale breath, sweeping our arms up overhead, and then exhaling as we let those arms float down. Inhaling, sweeping up, and exhaling. And again. Still settling that mind, relaxing into this. Let's add a little twist. We're going to twist over to the right side. As we continue to breathe, switch to the other side. Perhaps focusing on some ahimsa today. Ahimsa means do no harm, or it also translates to loving kindness. Loving kindness for oneself, for others, for the world. So today, I think some loving kindness is a good way to start. Loving kindness first for yourself. So take care of yourself and your body here on the mat today. Remember, you're your own yogi. So if something doesn't feel right, then you want to back out of it. Remember, no pain during our practice today. And one more twist. I'm going to have you bring it back up to center. And exhale. Sweep it down. Now this time we're going to take a nice inhale breath up. We're going to exhale. We're going to forward fold. Soften those knees as much as you need to. And then inhale, rise back up, press up, reaching up. And exhale, forward folding slowly. Inhale, sweeping it up. And exhale, forward folding. Just let that flow a few more times. And just let that whole body warm up here. Soften the knees. And then we're going to bring it forward this time. I just want you to hang heavy for a moment. Let the head hang heavy. Hands can come down to the floor. You can shake that head around a little bit. Relax the shoulders. Maybe just press into each knee a little bit. Shifting those hips around. Loosening things up. And then finally bringing it back into center. Slide those hands up your shins or all the way up to your thighs and lengthen out into a flat back. Draw your shoulder blades back. Soften the knees a little bit here. Exhale back down to the floor. Let's rise up. So roll all the way back up to standing. Lengthen up, bring those hands together, prayer gesture, and then just draw those shoulder blades back, a little baby back bend. Offer your heart, open up those arms, Offer your love and care, your ahimsa. Hands come together, prayer gesture. So we're going to start with some sun salutations. I'm going to turn sideways. You can come to the front of your mat now. Let's take a nice inhale breath. We're going to exhale. We're going to forward fold. Hands will slide up. Shins or thighs into a flat back. Lengthen out. Exhale down to the floor. Step back with the right leg into a nice long lunge. From here, inhale, raise the hands up overhead. And then exhale, sweep the hands back down on either side of that left foot. Step back with the left foot into down dog. Draw those hips up high, and then we're going to roll forward into a plank or into a kneeling plank. Shoulders should be right over the wrists. We're going to lower down slowly. And then we're going to draw those shoulder blades back into cobra. Exhale, release. From here, you can push back into child's pose. And then I want you to curl those toes under. Lift up through the legs into down dog. Take that right leg back and bring it forward in between your hands. Give it some help if you need to. Taking a nice long lunge here. And again, inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And exhale, sweep the hands back down to the floor. Step forward with that left foot, hang heavy and fold. Inhale, rise and lengthen up to the sky. We're going to sit back into chair, Utkatasana. Push back into the heels, hips, and knees bend. And then rise up, open up through your heart. Bring the hands together, prayer gesture. And then forward folding again, all the way to the floor. Hands slide up, shins or thighs. Into a flat back, lengthen out here. Exhale, hands back down to the floor. Your left leg will step back long into lunge this time. Lift the crown of the head up. Inhale, sweep those arms up overhead, lengthen up. Exhale, sweep the hands back down. Stepping back with that right foot into down dog. Lifting those hips high and then rolling forward into plank, high or low plank. I'm going to do low. Lower yourself slowly to the mat. Draw your shoulder blades back. Push the tops of the feet to the floor for Cobra, Bhujangasana. Release. Push yourself back into a child's pose. Turning your toes under, curling them under, pressing up through those legs into down dog. The left leg swings back this time, and we're going to bring it forward if you need to. Help it forward in between those two hands. Lift up the crown of the head, engage and lift up. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, arms sweep down. Now the right foot will come forward, coming into fold. Hang heavy. Inhale, rise up. Roll up through that spine. We're going to sit back into our chair, Utkatasana. Press back into the heels, the hips, the butt. And then reach up high. Open up your heart, little baby back bend, offer your heart. Hands come together, prayer gesture. Bringing it down to your chest. Take a moment and just breathe. Just feeling centered here. See how your body feels at this moment. We're going to begin. Take a nice inhale breath, sweeping up. And we're going to exhale, we're going to forward fold. Hands will slide up, shins or thighs into a flat back. Lengthening up here. We're going to exhale back down to the floor. We're going to step back with that right leg nice and long. Placing the heel down on the floor. And then reach out both arms in front of you. Lengthen out, relax those shoulders. Taking the right hand, circle it up and come up into a warrior two. Sinking down into those hips, down into both feet, spreading them out. Draw the belly in. Take a nice deep breath. Arms are out, relax those shoulders. in warrior two. Turning that left palm up, we're going to reach up, reversing our warrior. Right arm drops back. And rolling that shoulder back so that the ribs can open up. You can also wrap your arm behind you. That's an option. Otherwise, just leave it down on the thigh of that right leg. Keep the knee lunged in that left knee. And then we're going to release that arm. We're going to bring both hands up overhead. And we're going to just reach forward over that left leg. And we're going to bend this elbow on the left arm. Right arm reaches over and lengthen. Extended angle pose. From here, we're going to come back up into our Virabhadrasana to our warrior two and hold it. So next, we're going to go into Trikonasana. And this is, we're going to straighten that front leg, our triangle pose. We're going to reach forward with that hand. The hip shifts back. And then we're going to just pretend like we're leaning against the wall, letting our back just slide down, bringing the hand down to the shin or the ankle or the floor if you can keep that shoulder back. So we want to flatten out here. It's more important to flatten out than it is to reach the floor. So a nice strong triangle pose, Trikonasana. Breathing into it. And then we're going to twist our triangle pose. So we're going to take this hand that's up in the air, we're going to circle it down to the inside of that foot. Placing the foot on the floor, just beneath the shoulder is our wrist. And then twist in the opposite direction, lifting the other arm towards the sky. And you have Parvitra Trikonasana, our twisted triangle pose. Breathe in completely, and then exhale completely as well. And then circle that arm down and around to the floor, lifting up the back heel. Let's lunge into that front leg, lift the chest and the crown of the head here. Dropping that knee and back and pointing the toe down, flattening it to the floor. Really stretching out through the hip flexor here, nice and deeply. Let's take that hand down again inside of the foot, shoulder right above the wrist. And we're going to reach up with the other arm, twisting away from that right arm. Breathe in and breathe out. Finally release, circle that arm down. We're going to curl that back toe under, lift the knee up, step forward into fold, hang heavy here. Inhale, rise, lengthen up to the sky. And exhale, let the hands float down. Draw your shoulders back and down. So now we're going to step out wide onto the mat, turning both feet so that they're parallel. Take a nice inhale breath. And we're going to exhale, we're going to forward fold. I want you to soften the knees as we come down to the floor, hands right beneath the shoulders. Soften those knees, bend them down, and then extend up through the tailbone, let your head drop down in forward fold, Uttanasana. And shake those hips out a little bit. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Shake your head, yes or no. And then walking those hands forward slightly, almost into down dog with your arms. So pressing into the thumb and the forefinger here. And just reach out nice and long, lift that tailbone high. Nice long stretch through the back of the legs, the glutes, and even through the back of our calves. And one more breath. We'll slowly walk those hands back underneath, softening the knees, sink down, and begin to rise up, roll up through the spine. Inhale, Lengthen up, overhead, and exhale. Sweep it down. And I'm going to step to the other side of the mat. Take a nice long inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold. So swan dive down. Inhale, rise up into a flat back. Hands to shins or thighs. Exhale, back down to the floor. This time I'm going to step back with my left leg into lunge, dropping the heel down. And I'm going to reach out with both arms in front of me. Relax the shoulders. Taking that left hand, circling it up and over until I come into triangle pose. So that right leg is bent. You sink down, you press into both feet. Relax those arms. Shift around so that you find comfort in Virabhadrasana too. Turning that palm and lifting up that right arm to the sky. The left arm drops back. We draw that shoulder blade back. Let the ribs really open up here. And then we can wrap behind. That's an option. Bring the hand around and breathe. Stay in that lunge. Maybe looking up at that hand. One more breath. We're going to release that back arm. We're going to sweep it up like we're holding an imaginary ball. We're going to inhale, bring it up through center, and then bringing it over that bent leg. We're going to bend the elbow of the right arm, place the forearm on the thigh, and extend out long over that ear. Draw that shoulder blade back, extended ankle pose. Some nice, long, deep breaths. Fill up those lungs from the abdomen all the way to the top and release. And then we're going to slowly rotate back up into that warrior two. Sink it down, hold it, press into both feet. Draw those hips forward underneath of you. Activate your thighs. And we're going to go to Trikonasana, or triangle pose. So we're going to begin to straighten that front leg, shifting this hip back as we reach forward with this hand, sliding as if against a wall, coming down to our shin, ankle, and draw this shoulder blade back so that you're nice and flat with your shoulders lined up and your hips lined up over top of each other. Maybe look up at that hand. We're going to take that hand, we're going to circle it down and around to the inside of that right foot. So you're going to line up that shoulder so that's right above the wrist. Maybe on fingertips. You can use a block here if you have it. Twist through your waist to the back. Reaching up with the right arm in our twisted triangle, Paravita Trikonasana. And breathe. And then circling that arm down and around to the floor. We're going to lift that back heel up. We're going to come into a lunge, lunging into that right leg, lift the chest, lift the crown of the head. Drop that left knee, flatten out that toe. And really stretch out the hip flexor right here. Breathe into it. Keep drawing that chest and your heart forward. Place that hand inside of this foot, the right foot, and then reach up, twist to the back. Looking up maybe at that hand. If that's too hard on your shoulder, you can always just take your hand to your low back. So you have an option there for your hand. One more breath. Circle the hand down. And we're going to curl the toe under. We're going to lift up the knee. We're going to step forward into fold. Hang heavy here. Shake it out. And then softening through the knees, push up and lengthen through the spine, stacking each vertebrae. Inhale, lengthen up. And let's just open for our heart. Draw those shoulder blades back. Offer your heart. Bring the hands back up and down to your heart center. Let's step out again wide onto the mat. This time, parallel your feet first, and then I want you to turn the heels in. We're going to sink down into our goddess pose. We're going to bring the thumb and forefingers together, 5-pointed star, and Then we're going to sink down, pushing into the heels, into the balls of the feet, and draw the shoulder blades back. We're going to bring those hands down, and if you want, just pull back on those inner thighs a little bit. Open up a little bit. Holding this pose, we're going to just do a little twist here. So we're going to bring one shoulder across. We're going to look behind ourselves, twisting through the waist. Inhale back up through center, and then exhale, twisting the other direction. Inhale, bring it back up into center, and twist. Inhale, back up, and twist. And inhale, back up and hold. Bring it back up, 5-pointed star. And then sink down into that goddess pose once again. Reach it up, lengthen up. Turn those feet so that they're parallel. We're going to just hinge forward, soften through the knees. Uttanasana, forward folding here. Hands come down underneath your head, soften the knees, sink the tailbone down, and then elevate that tailbone, straighten the legs. Draw your shoulders back and down. Let's take our right hand right underneath our face, and making sure that we keep our feet balanced and our weight even, we're going to twist through the waist and lift up that left arm. Reaching up to the sky, looking up at the arm maybe. An option is always to put your hand on your low back if that feels better. And slowly bringing it back down. We'll switch hands. And once again, twisting through the waist, lifting up with that right arm, extending it up to the sky. Maybe looking up or hand down through the low back. And then slowly bringing it all back down. This time we're going to lunge over into our right leg. So if your legs aren't wide enough and you want to walk them out a little bit more, soften those knees a little. And then just lunging over. You can walk the hands over, draw the chest up slightly. And then lift up the ball of the foot here. Stretch out those inner thighs a little. Sink down into it. Feel that nice stretch. Push back into the heel. And then walk it back up through center. We're going to walk it over to the other side. We're going to lunge into that left leg. Sink back. Push your tailbone back. Lift the ball of the right foot. Draw the chest up slightly here. We're pushing back into the foot here. Inhale, walk it back into center. Then we're going to heel toe those feet in. Walk it in until they're right underneath your hips, hang heavy. Inhale, sweep back up. Lengthen up to the sky. And exhale. Let the hands flow down. So from here, we're just going to do our tree pose. So standing in our Tadasana, maybe taking the hands out to the sides or to your heart center. Begin to press into that left foot. We're going to bring the right knee out, open it up. You can always just stay here. This is kind of step one. You can bring it up onto the shin. Or as a third option, you can bring it up inside of the inner thigh. So whatever one works for you, I'm going to stay here with it on my shin. Let's sweep the hands up overhead. Prayer gesture. You're going to always grow those branches and those leaves. And remember, balance is not static, it's moving. So you can move those branches around. You can breathe. Whew. See if you want to push away, you can. And then finally, let's take this leg out. Just point it out. Bring it back down. Shake it out for a moment. We'll do the other side. So sink down into those feet. Weight shifts into that right leg. Arms can come out or to heart center. Turn that knee out, toes down. You can stay there, bring it up to the shin, or again, you can take it up to the inside. I'm going to bleed mine down here at the shin. And then once again, just like any tree moves, the branches grow, trees flower, buds burst out with leaves, and so we use those arms however we want. Whew. And then finally, let's just take that leg out and bring it back in. Draw those shoulder blades back and down. All right. So we're going to come to the top of the mat again. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale. I want you to exhale and forward fold towards the floor. Soften those knees. I want you to sink down into a squat, lifting the heels up. And from here, let's just walk ourselves back down onto the mat with the knees bent. And draw those shoulder blades back. We're going to go to our bow pose. So we're going to press back past the sits bones into the back of the hips. Bring this up at a 90 degree. Draw that belly in nice and tight. Now you can stay here. You can release the hands. You can extend the legs and reach up. Navasana, which is our bow pose. You want to add a little more difficulty. You can lower one leg and kind of twist and twist. And then finally bring those knees in, give it a nice little hug. Drop those feet down to the floor. We're going to lower ourselves all the way down to the mat. We're going to draw those knees in, and you can gently rock side to side. Put those feet on the floor. Your fingertips should be able to almost touch the heels here. We're going to push up into our bridge pose. So take a nice inhale breath. Exhale, lift that tailbone up slowly all the way to the shoulder blades. Press through the heels and the ball of the foot. Walk your hands underneath, interlace, and walk the shoulder blades together. Pressing up nice and high, and Setu Bandhasana, our bridge pose. And then releasing, lower it down. Let's hug those knees in. We're going to drop them over to one side. So you can drop them over to the right side or the left. Arms come out, look in the opposite direction. A nice twist through the waistline and the spine. You can always take the hand on top of those knees. Breathe. And then releasing that, draw the knees up overhead or towards the middle again, and then drop them over the other side, looking away. Once again, breathe. Relax those shoulders. Maybe the hand goes to the top of the thighs. Inhale, bring it all back into center. Hug it in. Give it a little rock. And then put the balls of the feet, the soles of the feet together. Sweep your hands up towards the ankles or the outside of the feet. Draw it in a supine bound ankle pose. And then lift those feet up for happy, blissful baby, happy baby pose. You can rock here. Try to relax the head, neck, and shoulders. And finally bringing those feet back in. We'll prepare for Shavasana. So coming down, if you need to put on a jacket, do that, or your socks. I want you to find a nice restful pose. Shake those fingers out, maybe shake those hands out. Relax and close your eyes. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Staying present. And if you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, turn off the video and do so. Otherwise, let's draw one knee in and then the other. We're going to rock ourselves back up to a seated position. Thank you all for joining me today. Bring your hands together in a prayer gesture at the heart. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe exists. I honor the light, the love, the truth, the beauty, and peace that is within you, because it's also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are the same, and we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in this practice. Have a wonderful day. Check out the virtual exercise classes on the fitness page. Have a great day.